Hello and welcome, Gautam, to our success story series. I would like you to introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah. My name is Gautam, and I'm working for a multinational company in Chennai. I had did my post graduation from Anna University in Chennai. So I'm having 5 years of work experience, and I did my IELTS general December.
All right. And what were your scores in that?
Yeah. Actually, for everyone's as everyone dream for getting a Canada PR, and it was also my dream to get a minimum score of 8777 for getting into profile. So my score was 8.5 in listening and in reading 7.5 and 7 in each writing and speaking.
All right. First of all, congratulations. That's a great score. And let me tell everyone, this was Gautam's very first attempt. So how did you manage to score this?
Yeah, actually, I was initially preparing without any coaching. I have started my preparation in third week of September. So I was preparing randomly for listening and reading. So I was not getting the actual score what I need. So I started searching for online classes. Since there was COVID cases, there was no physical classes going on in Chennai. So I was searching for online classes, and on such webinar I attended Sunday around 3 o'clock with Harit sir, and immediately I had joined that webinar. So it was a random thing. Like I was searching in YouTube, and I got to know that actually I think you had only advertised it for this that webinar.
Right.
So yeah, I had seen that webinar, and it was impressive. Actually, I had joined that immediately, and the course was very useful. Like I had to thank Prepute team for their guidance for getting this score.
Okay, thank you so very much for that. But the viewers would like to know your strategies for each and every module. So could you please elaborate on that?
Right. So I will just first start with listening. So listening, I was practicing from September, but there was some lag in strategies because I was practicing without any coaching or without any guidance from tutors. So I could not know the actual strategy which should be followed for attaining this maximum score. Like 35 or 36, we should get in listening out of 40 marks to get 8. So to get a band score of 8 in general. So I was not getting the score. Initially, I was getting only 30, 29, 33. So there was lag from myself. So after joining PrepU, I got to know the strategies. Like the main strategies for listening is like we should be very attentive. One thing, and I found that I was losing my marks in spelling mistakes and singular plural, and then mainly multiple choice questions. So what I was doing is like whenever I start the test, I will first go through this how many multiple choice questions are there. So maybe 5 to 10 questions will be there maximum. So during the time when I get for first part, we will be getting more time for reading the questions. So I will just go through a glance for the first part, and I will go to the multiple choice questions for reading that. So, and there will be some time for checking the answers also. So I will make use of that time, and I will check. I will read this, and when they give for that time for multiple choice question, then it will be like revising. We will get to know the questions very easily. So after that, it was very easy for me. Then when it comes to plural, singular plural, like with the help of the verbs before and after the answer sentence, yeah, that with the help of that, I could able to correct that one. And spellings, what I was doing was like I was writing the test from September, and I was writing in word file only. So I was noting the what are the mistakes I was doing. So before the exam, actually I had revised that everyone for reading and listening both.
Okay,
So
strategy.
yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I have a confusion now. Did you take the paper-based test or computer-delivered test?
Yeah, I took computer based test.
Okay. So in computer, you don't get extra 10 minutes for listening. So you just mentioned
What?
I got confused.
Yeah, we don't get extra 10 minutes, but at last we are getting a 2 minutes time. So yeah, the 2 minutes actually will not be useful much, but anyway, like we can proofread that whether the questions, where the answers that we have done correct or not. Many spelling mistakes. Yeah, that was.
Okay, perfectly fine. So I also recommend this particular strategy that whenever you are making spelling mistakes, make a list of those words that you are writing incorrectly so that you can review them. And I recommend that you review them every day after waking up and before you go to bed, so that that particular word or the spelling stays in your mind and you kind of memorize it. So that way you will not make the spelling mistake ever again. So, yes, that is very important that you make a list of words that you are not very sure about or you misspell a lot. And that's a very good strategy. Thank you so much for bringing it up. Moving
Yeah,
on to reading.
right. Like reading, as I initially said, I was practicing with the help of an Excel sheet. So the same, what are the mistakes I had done, I had noted it down. So mainly the mistake I was doing was in true false not given, like everyone. And the second one is time management. So true false not given, what the strategy I had learned from Lazansi ma'am is like, uh, we will be having a confusion whether it will be not given or it will be false. So what they had told is like, if it is a half, if the answer is half of the answer is given in the question, or if the full part is not given, then it will be given as, it will be considered as not given. And if at all alternative, then it will be considered as false. If nothing is given, or if it is an opposite answer, then it will be a false answer. So accordingly, I could able to manage that one. Then time, actually I have practiced more. So in the exam, I could complete the entire thing in 50 minutes. Like for initially, for from 1 to 27 questions, I could able to complete in 20 to 25 minutes. Then the remaining 20 to 40 questions, which will be like lengthy paragraphs. So for that, I took around 35 minutes. So that was greatly helpful for me.
So, how many reading tests did you practice?
Okay, reading test, actually had been given this
On average.
Cambridge. Yeah, Cambridge books from 8 to 15 I had been given from Prep P. So I think I haven't completed that entirely. Maybe
You
in
don't have to
each.
complete them entirely. We don't ask you to complete that entirely. That's just given for your reference. And in case if you want to, attempt one extra test, that's there for you. But it's not like a syllabus, or it's not like you have to complete each and every test from every book. That's not the intention. That's not the reason why we have shared all the books. It's just for your satisfaction. Students find a lot of satisfaction when they see a lot of books and a lot of material around. So that's
Correct.
the only reason. So yeah, even if you practice about 10 to 12 listenings and readings, depending upon, of course, where you stand initially, that's more than sufficient. So I'm guessing you must have practiced maximum 15 tests.
Yeah, I think I have practiced around maybe 15 to 17, something around, somewhere around.
That's more than sufficient. So see, the thing is, you should not be counting the tests or the practice or the mock test that you were taking before joining the coaching, because that was on your own and you were not using the strategies that were taught to you during the classes. So you can actually ignore those tests. But yeah, once you join the classes and once you start implementing the strategies that have been told to you in the class, then of course you can start counting the number of tests that you're taking. Okay, perfectly fine. Moving on to writing.
Yeah. So writing, actually I was very, very poor initially before joining the class, I can say. I could able to form the sentence, but there was many grammar mistakes, and I could not form the precise sentences. Like initially when I was after the class also, when I was writing, my letter part was somewhat okay, because letter part Yogita ma'am took, and it was very, very helpful for me. Like she inculcated the every ideas within the students, and I was able to directly start writing. Like there was some grammar mistakes, yes, but initially the precise content and all, initially it was very tough, but over the practice, over 4 5 letters, I could able to manage that. But task 2, it was very, very difficult for me initially, because I was writing about 450 or 500 words
Oh my God.
for task 2. Yeah. So without use of any cohesive devices, and there were no coherence also. So what I had did initially, I thought of writing task 1 and task 2. Each one of I had sort of completing this like each one in a day, like daily one letter and daily one essay I was thinking of writing. I practiced for around 10 days. So, but that actually I found that after 10 days, I found that was extremely unuseful. Like it is waste, like practicing without checking the essays was not helping me. So what I have done is like, I was writing this mock test and they had given me the corrections. So the observations I was especially noting. So during my writing this essay also, so I kept aside this observations and I was making sure that I'm not making the second time. So like this, I have practiced and I could able to write around 350 words after that.
It was still 350 words. All right.
Yeah.
To everyone watching this video, you just have to write a minimum of 250 words. We don't recommend exceeding 300 words. Having said that, even if you exceed, that does not mean that your band scores would drop. It's just that the more you write, there are more chances of making mistakes. So that's the reason we recommend that you close your essay by 280 or maximum 3 words. That's more than sufficient. And coming back to the point, a very major point that was made by Gautam is that there's no point of writing one letter, one essay every single day. The focus should be on the feedback and making the observations, as he mentioned. So learn from the mistakes that you have made in the first set of writing and try not to repeat it in the next set of writing. So that is how you'll improve. It's not the number of writings or number of essays or number of letters that you write. It's basically whether you're making the same mistakes again or not. So that's
and another one thing I want to mention is like, I had read many essays in newspapers or articles, magazines, or like model essays also in internet with some higher band score. That is actually, we should read only reliable websites. Like there are many random websites are there which they will show that there are zero mistakes. But just like we will be able to achieve, we will be able to identify at least 10 or 15 mistakes in that. So we can actually check the content from that, but strategies, whatever our tutors have started, that was very well sufficient for us.
Yes, absolutely. That's also important. Do not believe everything that's available on the internet. A lot of websites are fake, or I would say not that reliable. So you need to look for credible sources. And one of the most credible source I would say is the Cambridge book. So follow those series, and yeah, that's more than sufficient. Moving on to the last part, speaking.
So speaking, since I'm working for a multinational company, every day will speak in English with our colleagues or with client or consultants, everybody. But the thing is like when it comes to IELTS speaking, like the questions will be very, very general. Like we could not recollect what the answer should be. What is the answer to be given to the examiner. So for that, what I have done is like speaking part was started by Lazansi ma'am. So she told like she has given some set of topics, like common topics like arts, college, everything. So I had started practicing that topics daily for around 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So I have recorded that and I have heard that back. So what are the mistakes that we have done that we will be able to know? And I had attended this mock test that mock test was conducted by Deepthi ma'am and Pavandeep ma'am. And they exactly pointed out what are the mistakes that I have done and what should be done. So that was actually helpful. So for PrepU, I would recommend everyone to book the mock test priorly because they have given 6 mock tests and I had actually attended only 3 mock tests. So I could not able to attend the remaining 3 mock tests because I had not booked that one, the last 3 mock tests, due to like I thought of like before exam we will be booking. So but it actually had not happened.
And you still managed to score 7, so that's amazing. And thank you so much for all these strategies. It's really important that you follow what the trainers are telling you to do and then not make the mistakes that you have been making. Take the feedback seriously. So thank you so much for all the information that you have shared with us. Moving on to the last bit, is there any piece of advice that you would like to share with the future aspirants?
Okay. I thank Preppy team for their guidance initially. So my advice is like don't stress much for getting higher band score. Maybe in first attempt, second attempt, we can score. It is not really required to get the required band score 8777 in a very first attempt. It can happen in second attempt also.
You're saying that because you got it in the very first attempt. All right. So we would recommend that you do it in your very first attempt, because when it comes to the second attempt, the anxiety is a lot more, and of course there's nervousness, and there's a lot of pressure as well. So keeping that in mind, give your first attempt the best shot. So yeah, that's my recommendation. I'm sorry to cut you short. Please continue.
Yeah. Next thing would be like read more and more articles, listen to many videos. There are a number of videos in YouTube which are very, very good for mainly speaking that we can listen. And for writing, we have to read many such essays. So that essays will help how to write essays and also get ideas, like ideas and example. Like our strategy will for writing will be like we have to give the point, and next will be elaboration, and next will be the example. So like that, we have to frame for every essay. Means even though if we are not writing, we have to just frame in mind how we can write for essays. That one was really helpful.
Yeah, so this is a really good point. Again, even if you're not practicing a lot of essays, let's say you've written 10 essays, you've understood the way of writing, you've understood your weaknesses and your strengths, that's more than sufficient. After that, you can just go on the internet or take any one of the Cambridge books and look at the questions and start thinking about the ideas that you would be using in that particular essay and how you would be justifying it. For example, he meant point, and then what would be your explanation like? What would be the example? You don't necessarily have to write it. You can do it mentally as well, but this has to be done after some experience and after practicing at least 8 to 10 essays. Only then the strategy would work in your favor.
Right.
So anything else?
I think that's all for reading and listening.
Okay, thank you so very much, Gautam. It was lovely having you. Thank you so much for sparing your time. And in case if you need any help with your immigration process, we have already discussed it a little. If you need any help, you can reach out to us anytime, and all the very, very, very best for your future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.